Hey guys, in this video I'm going to share with you 7 practical things that if you start implementing will improve your happiness tremendously, and these are all scientifically proven. Yo, I'm BNS. I interview world-class experts on health and mindset and read hundreds of books so that I can help as many people as possible while having fun. There are remarkable studies that separated twins at the birth and they compared the happiness levels. It showed that 50% of our happiness is determined by genetics and 10% is determined by our life circumstances, but many people think about to change the circumstances so that they can feel happy, but that just occupies 10% and 50% is already determined by genetics. They call it happiness set point where people gravitate towards it, but there is rest 40% that we can focus on. And what they found is that having lots of money and wealth and achieving some things are not the markers that can increase your happiness dramatically. What they found is that the 40% which we have in control is the behavior. If you make certain behaviors, our happiness can be easily improved. So that's why I'm going to share with you 7 practical things that you can implement, which are based on scientific studies that if you really implement them, your life will change. First thing is gratitude. Okay, researchers split people into 3 groups. First group are asked to write 5 grateful things every week, not every day. And second group were asked to write about the 5 things that displeased them and bad things that happened. And the third group were asked to write about 5 things just happened, like a neutral group. Okay, they followed the study for 10 weeks. Every week they did this. At the end of the 10 weeks, as you guessed it, the people who wrote the things that they're grateful for literally increased happiness by 25%. They did some metrics and they found it. So if you want to improve your happiness by 25%, start writing 5 things at least per a week about the things that you're grateful for. But I have something to ask. What happens if you write it daily? Would it be 50%? So let's find it out by journaling. Second, mimic expressions. There are so many experiments that done tens of years back, and it shows that if we mimic happiness, like happiness face muscles, like smiling and everything, you literally become happy. They found it. They literally found that if we keep the pen between our teeth, try this guys. If you have a pen, do this with me. If you do this and hold it for 2-3 minutes, you will literally become happy. That's what they found. So easily, if you can mimic your happiness muscles, like happiness face muscles, you can do that. What if we do it for 5 minutes a day? It does not hurt, right? So I always ask that many people think that will it work? It might work or might not, but what if it works? So that's always in my mind. Third, kindness. So there's a study that got conducted in a grade school, and they had half of the kids to do some kinds of kindness for 6 weeks, and the other group was control group. They did not do anything. By the end of the study, they found that the group which did acts of kindness were so happy, but not only that, they also become the popular kids among the school. So see, simple things like simple acts of kindness can really generate lots of happiness. So for me, it always happens when I try to help someone and show acts of kindness. For example, I fly a lot. During the flights, I always see the air hostess and the flight attendants, right? So I always give them the chocolates. Every time they feel so happy, and some of them even cried. So see, small things can add up to lots of things. I even got a appreciation card where they mentioned that such acts of kindness really helps them. I will show it to you. And also remember this, and when you are being kind to someone and when you help someone, the person who is receiving the help has serotonin release in their brain and they become happy. But the interesting fact is that the person who is giving, that is you, also has the serotonin release in your brain, which also makes you happier. So it's like advantages to both of the parties. Fourth, journaling. So there are numerous studies that got conducted about this topic. I will just give you one study. So in this study, the participants were made to keep a journal and ask them to journal 10 to 20 minutes per day. And at the end of the study, they found that they are so happy. And the journaling should involve writing about their future hopes and dreams. For example, in 2 years, I will be in my dream home, and try to visualize that and think that you are already there. So if you do that, they found that your happiness increases a lot. But wait, they also found that even if you do that exercise for just 2 minutes, it's going to improve your health and also happiness. So what if you combine the gratitude practice that we talked in the beginning with journaling? It's a double benefit. 5, feel happy often. So there's a super study that followed people aged 18 to 94 for over 13 years. what they found is that the people who feel happy often, rather than experiencing intense positive emotions, lived longer and also felt happier. See, small things can lead to so much of happiness. Small things will accumulate into larger effects in the long term. Many people think that doing something will give them happiness, or they plan something extraordinary and they feel the happiness and then everything will be normal. So that's not what the study is showing. The study is showing that the people who have happiness often, for example, you can plan a movie night with your family every week, or something like that, or you can go out and hand over some food to the homeless or something like that. If you make frequent happiness acts, you're gonna be happier and live longer in the long term. So don't focus on doing the major things alone. That could be awesome, but also focus on daily things or weekly things that you can inculcate that can really boost your happiness. 6. Be a satisficer. Barry Schwartz, a psychologist at Swarthmore College, conducted some studies on how happy people make decisions and what is their style. So they found that there are two types of decision makings in people. One is satisfier and another one is maximizer. So satisficers are individuals who have minimum threshold for what is acceptable, but maximizers just want the best out of every decision. So whenever they sign a contract, or if they get a job, or if they marry, they always second guess themselves and always think something could be better. So that's why what they observed is that sometimes in real world they could have more salary than a satisfier, could sign a very good contract with other people, but the happiness levels of them are generally lower than a satisficer, because they just want the best, and if something is less than that, they just feel bad with their decisions. So try to be a satisficer rather than a maximizer, because perfection is a distant star that can guide you towards the path, but that's not the destination. 7. Have right goals. Psychologists Tim Kasser and Richard Ryan conducted some studies about happiness. It's linked with goal setting. What they found is that the people who held values and goals related to financial striving are generally less happier than the people who made goals around relationships, personal growth, community. So that's what they found. The main important conclusion of this study is that happiness comes not so much from achieving your target or a goal. Happiness comes from choosing a right one. So there's a lot of difference. Many people think that if I achieve the goal, I will be happy. But there are so many celebrities and there are so many popular people who are unhappy because they set the goals which are exterior, and that's why when they met them, it is not satisfying to them. So what the study shows is that if you make goals around relationships, self-growth, community, personal development, then you will be happier. So out of the 7 practical things, what would you implement from today, not tomorrow, from today, that will improve your happiness? Please do comment below, and I would love to see that. If you're not commenting, it shows that you are not serious. So try to select one or all and try to implement it from right now. No theory, only practice. Okay, so you guys are awesome, tackler, and thanks for watching. And yo,
You want to say subscribe? Yeah, thank you.